Smith and Nankervis. Dangerfield and Martin. Smith wins it down. Off the boot there of Butler. And will get it forward. Tui, who's had a really impressive year for the Cats. Off hands immediately. Lambert was able to get it deep inside 50. Lonigan under real pressure. Caddy came at him front on. Townsend there as well. And this is what the Tigers have done so well all year. Their forward half pressure has been magnificent. And they've started on song here today, Bruce.
Martin tries the fend off. Did it okay in the end. McIntosh and a stoppage. So such excitement around the ground, and already you can feel it amongst the players, actually.
Yeah, frantic start.
Yeah, Lonigan, you know, having to suck it hard early and get a hard ball and try and get it over the line, knowing that there was danger in just that. So Smith and Nankervis. Selwood. So the two captains.
Looks like Cam Guthrie is going to have the job on Dustin Martin at that last stoppage. Guthrie going straight to him. We wondered if it'd be Scott Selwood, but Cam Guthrie played on Martin in that game a few weeks back at Simmons Stadium, so he's got the job again.
So Duncan short.
Just, you reckon, Duck there, Geelong deliberately taking a bit of sting out of the game here, knowing that the crowd has heavily weighted Richmond's way?
Oh, there's no doubt it's weighted Richmond's way, but you can see there, it's just frantic, isn't it? You can see the pressure already from the Tigers.
Interesting. You have to watch that, Selwood. Can't let that happen again. So neutral territory. Boundary umpire taking a long time to whip it back into play. Smith in front. Cochin with a little mini clearance. Pressed here. Really fast hands. Geez, the Lambert tap on was a ripper to Rioli, who just took him on by himself. Now he's got to gather the hard part. Duncan did well. In they come. Caddy was brushing them aside. Lonigan's got it all to do. Once again, this Richmond forward line. Look at the pressure. Every time the Cats get it. And they will force the turnover here again.
Gee, Lonigan was good there, but they get that turnover with Asprey. Able to send it to Vlosten now. He's got a wall of players in front of him. Revolt couldn't quite get a run at it. Oh, he's done it again, has he? A miracle man. Townsend gets the opener. Where's this guy come from?
Comes from Leighton, Bruce.
Thank you. It's in the Riverina.
It is, it is.
Your territory.
Not too far from Wagga Wagga. We'll claim him now.
What a find on the eve of the finals to find a guy 3 or 4 weeks out capable of doing what he's done.
Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it?
He could go home now and he's done his job.
Yeah, what a frantic start by the Tigers. Build off pressure again. Little thing early there, Lockie Henderson with the fist. Didn't get it to the front. Unfortunately, let the ball get over the back, and Jacob Townsend, like he's done over the last couple of weeks, just swooped on it.
20 kicks he's had for the Richmond Football Club, and guess what? He's kicked 12 goals. What about that for efficiency? Richo, a little bit of light rain. May not be able to hear us down there.
Yeah, I can, BT. And Townsend, I reckon his role is to take Henderson out of it.
Light drizzly rain falling at the G. McIntosh over the back. Lambert pulled the trigger. Rewalt, little fumble. Time to recover. High ball coming back. Missed. Tigers on fire. Have had it in their forward half for just about the entire minutes so far.
And it's the pressure, it's the tackling. Getting the free kick there on Zach Tui. The captain, Trent Cochin. Yep. It's a great start. Pumping the ball back inside 50.
Straight down the middle. Hawkins was the target. They've just got to absorb this Geelong, don't they? I mean, they're feeling just like we are. Martin crashing and bashing, can't quite get through. That's what Dangerfield does, and he has to cough it up as well. Gang tackling there. Martin tried to bullock his way through, and he does. And then Curvis's little kick didn't go far. Zach Guthrie maybe got into the back. Nothing happening. Rioli tried to toe poke. Townsend can't get through. Buse wraps him up. What about Martin a moment ago? He was like a bulldozer, wasn't he?
Tell you what, if you're first in at this stoppage, you are a big chance of getting a free kick. See what happens here. Smith the knockdown. Motlop did well with the use of the body. Here's Townsend again. Dangerfield takes it away. Penetrating ball looking for Harry Taylor. Too long. Rance got back. Will be paid the mark.
Rance would have set himself for this game, beaten by Harry Taylor last time.
Would not have liked that at all, Duck. Caddy here, peeling for the free. McIntosh, little handball. Butler zigging, zagging. A little spinning pirouette. How was that? Left foot kick, not so good, Lonigan.
It's been good Lonigan early. Gets to Selwood. Selwood getting involved as well. So Geelong get out to Parfitt. Now, where do they go? Parsons was longer. They decided to go shorter than Motlop. And then Motlop's kick is so disappointing, and Prestia cuts it off.
Tidies up, and here's the man that does all the running off, halfback Alice, and look at the kick to Rewalt. Rewalt wants to wind up, goes with a low ball, looking to bring Martin to the footy. He'll turn around, snap, couldn't get it to bend enough. Richmond full on attack here at the MCG.
All over them at the moment, the Tigers, and just causing turnovers. That kick was not on. 3 Richmond players would have cut that one off. And counter-attack, Dusty Martin couldn't quite finish, but it's the Richmond pressure and now perceived pressure, which is just causing Geelong to fumble and miss a few targets.
They've been asked a big question mark early, haven't they, the Cats? So Tui down the middle, Dangerfield, great mark.
What about that?
See, that releases some pressure, doesn't it?
Looks like they want to do that. They want to come down the middle on the kick-ins.
That is so precious, that mark. Then Scott Selwood's kick. Well done, Hawkins, actually. And then Parsons' little gift. Murdoch, wrong side for him. He's a lefty. He's a committed lefty, isn't he? Malcolm Turnbull, don't worry, but he is.
And once again, Atlas beaten for the footy, but just the pressure that they're able to put on here at the moment, the Tigers. They're relentless.
Prime Minister be here tonight, Bruce, would he?
Well, he should be.
Yes.
Everybody else is.
Yeah, well, they are. Have a look at them. Look at this. MCG. Barely a seat free. Exactly what Richmond can put into this final system. Playing a Geelong side that we know so much about under this sort of pressure. The interesting thing about Richmond starting is haven't really scored the way they should have probably.
No, they haven't with all that dominance. Paddy Dangerfield launching at that mark. He's trying to impose himself on this game, but haven't piled it on. But they've been good early. Another great tackle.
He had time.
Brilliant tackle.
It was indeed.
What this does do, BT, is if Richmond can keep pumping it inside their forward 50, it tires the Geelong defenders. So the goals will come if they can keep this intensity up.
Graham it is. Just in game number 3 for him. So some real youth in this side. And a free here going to the ruckman and Smith.
Gets it off to Henderson, so Henderson able to run his full measure, tap the ball on the ground, kicks to a one-on-one at full forward. Here is Taylor and Rance. Rance did well, he sort of worked him underneath and then picked up the scraps and then was a little scrappy himself and tried to bang it away. Castagna got a bad bounce. Tui started okay, gets it to Mackie, experience there, belting back Harry nearly, and then the little give, and Dangerfield misses. She's lively though, Dangerfield, and a little wounded right now.
Yeah, a little bit of a limp there. May have just been a contact injury. Oh, a bit of a bend of the knee, and the inside medial got a real little bit of a shake then and a twist, didn't it? Parfitt just got a hand on that, so it won't be out of bounds on the fall, but that was a nasty position for Dangerfield to be in.
Well, if it goes much further than that, that's where you are talking the medial ligament. BT, you're right.
Yeah. That is terrible. Very, very lucky if he's got away with that, Paddy Dangerfield. Looks like he has. The Rance-Taylor battle. How good's that going to be? Already been down there a couple of times. Duncan off the boot to Parfitt, looking for Selwood. Blitzars with a tackle, and now Geelong's turn to get involved.
Yeah, it's been a good response. It's early, we know, but it has been a good response by the Cats.
This is where they squeeze you, Geelong. This will be the challenge for Richmond tonight, getting out of these situations and getting through Geelong.
See if they can, Richo. Scott Selwood belts it forward. Hawkins used that big frame and then, disappointingly for him, coughs up a free kick. He'd done the hard work. So let's see if the Tigers can get out. And that one, well, not sure if it was meant for Edwards. If it was a touch of Ginny's. Grigg takes a chance here, but McIntosh just got rid of Parsons. That was terrific, and away go the Tigers.
And his kick is not so good because it was not to the advantage of Townsend then. He kicked it slightly back inside him, Lingy, didn't he?
It was a poor kick. Yep, he did. And as Richo said, Townsend with a job on Lockie Henderson, just trying to negate his intercept marking, and that doesn't help when you kick it straight to his advantage.
Henderson down the line, looking for Murdoch. Little hands. Rance got driven forward in the tackle, so he's probably ahead of Taylor at the moment, is Rance.
He's had a good start.
He's prepared to come up the ground, isn't he, Duck?
Yep, coming up for his 4th disposal already.
And you love the way that he's playing the game. Conservative slides it down the line here on this occasion, though. Tui couldn't reel it in. Handball by Lambert, who's had plenty of it so far. Little flick back into the Geelong area. Here's Tui. Underground handball, deliberate, didn't have much on. McIntosh trying to duck under the tackle. Successful to the point where he wasn't paid against and he was able to get it to the boundary. The boy from Pinjarra in Western Australia.
Dominate, please, Richmond. Toby, Mark, keep that meter.
So Tigers attacking and leading. Presty, just a slight fumble.
Oh, John!
It's been good Scott Selwood since he came into the team. Interesting recruit last year. Had a couple of injury-riddled seasons, but he's worth his weight, I reckon. Good kick, Dangerfield.
While this play's been over the other side of the ground and stuck in Geelong's forward line, Cochin and Martin both been off 4.5 minutes, can't get back on.
Yeah, we saw them a moment ago, Rich. I didn't realise it had been quite that long. Rance wants a free, and he's pinged for holding the ball, and now the advantage given and a boundary throw-in. And Rance is in a bit of strife here.
He played on. Played the free, he played on. Blood rule. He caused the head-high tackle by tucking into it.
So we heard the explanation from the umpire. He's not happy, is he?
Just telling the trainer to relax a little bit. We think it hit Harry Taylor's knee accidentally. There you go. And that's exactly the contact. So accidental here.
And that's what the umpires and the AFL don't want players to do, and that's why they didn't pay to the free kick. They don't want players ducking in like that because you can really do some serious damage to yourself, and Rance has done exactly that.
And he's a good-looking guy. This will damage that slightly. He'll have some staples, a bit of hemorrhoid cream, and he'll be back out there in a flash. Alex Rance, and gives Martin a chance. So they have, even though the ball was, as Richo said, on the other side of the ground, it's given them a chance to get him back into the action.
And they've got Cochin on as well in that halt in play. Both their stars on.
Good effort there. Graham there. Selwood keeping it alive. Scott it was. On this occasion, Hooley and Taylor. Hawkins a little touch on it. Out the back door it comes to Floston. He goes around the corner with a high ball and a sliding mark by Duncan around about 60 metres out from the Geelong City end goal.
Had a fabulous season, really elevated himself. Kicks to full forward. Taylor was the third man up. Hooley's hands were quick, but pressure on Grimes. Smith trying to get down low. That's hard for him to do. Broad's little kick fortuitously to Edwards. Edwards running, bouncing, trying to create. Did very well, did Titch, but then Castagna had a little bit of a fumble. Ball into the centre. High tackle shortly on Buse, not paid. And then Grigg trying to flash it out. Doesn't quite. And that ball in dispute. I think we're going to get a stoppage.
Are out there, the Tigers. Just a couple of little fumbles. It's not as clean, slippery conditions.
Got into a good position of attack here now for the Tigers. Geelong had it locked in there for a few minutes. Smith has to reach over the top here of Nankervis. Martin with a little one. Likewise, Duncan. Cochin got a little bit more depth on the kick, but Lonigan poised as always. G2's had a good year for the Cats. Been a great get for them, with a number of their key deep defenders like Corey Enright and Corey retiring in recent years as Scott Selwood is taken to the ground by Dusty Martin.
And just watching that last stoppage back in the middle of the ground, Scott Selwood got to Dustin Martin. We said right at the start Cam Guthrie was going to him, so perhaps between Guthrie and Scott Selwood, they're going to double team Dusty Martin.
So Smith Nankervis, 50-50, there they are together there, Lingy. the two of them, kicking in danger against Greig.
Careful.
So Scott Selwood busy early, isn't he? And he kicks to half forward, so sort of down that line. So Murdoch, the recipient.
Just at the back there on McIntosh. Hawkins gave a fair shove to Grimes as well, but the free kick goes to Murdoch just before the push.
Now, it's a long kick. This is a tight pocket, though, for a lefty. So does he just set it up? I mean, every player basically in front of him. 52 metres out. No. It's a nothing kick, really, isn't it?
There's the free again. So Grimes. Great scene. Friday night finals action in Melbourne. Kick very close to the boundary line defensively and designed to be that. Edwards supplying plenty at the moment. A little bit of a handball in hope. Motlop is one they've got to be careful of tonight. Lonigan, handball out the back too. He stepped forward again. Kick around the body under pressure. Straight down the throat of McIntosh. He looks across and Geelong have shut any chance of a switch and movement through the corridor down very, very swiftly. Good defensive attitude by the Cats. Long ball down the line. Off hands of Rewalder again it was. Castagna is there. Tackle on Motlop was a little crude.
He's got to take possession.
Heard the explanation. So Motlop runs and then kicks badly again. So he's had a couple of shanks, hasn't he?
He has.
First one was a turnover in the centre of the ground, and that one coughed it up. Now Greig decides to go with a long ball to about 65 metres till he picked it off. BT's talked about just what he's done for the Cats.
Just can't allow that, the Richmond forwards. That ball has to come to ground. Cannot allow intercept marks. They won't be happy about that, Hardwick.
That's the last 3 forays forward too, Doug.
And here he gets it again to it from Selwood, and then kicks to half forward. Rance getting ready to come back, and Taylor out there with Grimes at the moment. And Geelong take it from one end to the other.
And a couple of leading possession winners for the Cats at the moment. Zach Tui's had 7 disposals. Tom Lonigan's had 5. Lockie Henderson's been able to get it. Exactly what you're talking about, Duck. Just intercept marks, and it kick starts so much of Geelong's game, and it leads to that. 8 of the last 10 have gone inside the Cats' 50.
Hawkins, deft little tap, quick little boot out of the pack there, so quick. Couldn't even see who it was, Bruce. It was Parsons. In the end, swift as it was, Asprey for the Tigers. A rare opportunity to go down the northern side of the G. Rioli over the top, almost swallowed it. He got that high. Had he had his mouth open, it would have gone down.
Thanks, Josh.
And a ball up now at half-back for the Tigers.
So bad, Toby. Is that just here? You're up? Okay, here it
He's
is.
had a good season, Rioli. Forward pressure, that X factor. Blitzarves, Cotchin with him. Such a versatile player, Blitzarves. And like Selwood's come back from a serious ankle injury, hasn't he?
He has a broken leg, it was, and he hasn't touched the footy yet tonight. Same with Sam Menegola, who's had a big last month or so for the Cats. So a couple of their key runners in the midfield, the Cats, struggling to get into it.
G. Lambert rode that perfectly, then kicks to a 2-on-1. Caddy made a reasonable contest. Stewart, little give, okay.
Stay out.
Kolodjasny in the centre. And then he comes wide, and that's a beautiful way to kick.
It was indeed over the top to Guthrie. He gave a handball to Mackie, who was under all sorts of trouble. He got through one in Edwards, but not the second one. It wasn't the best handball to set up Mackie on a run. And as a result, Graham with the footy just gets the job done, Graham. Back to Rance. Rance now down the line with a bit of a sidewinder, close to the boundary line. Did well there, pressed here. Almost got it on the second go. There's one of the Guthries in there. On this occasion, it's Zach. And the bad handball really giving Mackie no chance.
Just put him under pressure. But once again, the support of the Tigers to get numbers around a contest. One misses a tackle or breaks a tackle. There's another Tiger there to lay the next one.
And Graham, the most inexperienced
Shoulder, Geelong.
player out there tonight's made a good start. So Cat's free kick, so Smith.
And that's because Nankervis is off the ground. Grigg had to take the ruck.
Dangerfield got the hand pass and then kicks down the line. And Grigg will have to do it again. Can they exploit this tonight, the Cats?
They'll try and exploit. I've liked the start of Richmond just because it will have settled their nerves down now. The last thing Richmond needed was 3 or 4 quick Cats goals. They start having doubts in their head. Even if it ends up at this at quarter time, it's a win for Richmond because they can just settle into the game now, and the fear of being blown away early is all gone.
Caught in the Lambert tackle nicely by the one arm there. Did well not to let it go though and give away the free. Cochin and Prestia combining through the middle. Kick's got to be good. It is. Caddy's able to gobble it up. Immediately turns, confronts and see Rewalt just out of range here. Rewalt too goes to the pocket, kicked into the man of the mark. The extra height of Henderson on that occasion on the mark. Townsend's in and under here. I don't think it's going to come out there as Stewart's happy to hold it in. And wait for some more Cat jumpers.
Nominate for me. Zach, the short. Thank you. Like this way.
Well done by Henderson because that kick was on.
Yep. Smith gets over the top. You'd expect him to do that. Cochin, Dangerfield got him down. A couple of Brownlow medalists together. Menengola couldn't quite get it away. Cochin, lovely little handball, gave Prestia half a hope. Prestia goes forward too. He held on to no free. Bubbling about. Buse. Gee, young Guthrie was good there. His hands were terrific. Got it to Stewart. It's coming back though. Broad's got it. Now does he square it? He had a couple of options. He's decided not to do that and then winds himself up and kicks to about 30 metres. They've got the numbers and they've got the mark. So, Caddy.
Just a couple of Geelong players here, maybe going for the mark when they needed to punch. Andrew Mackie just too deep with the punch, but Caddy read it best of all.
It wasn't an aggressive punch, was it? From Mackie, it was a half-hearted punch.
Back in the team, missed the last couple. Former Cat, steering it and missing, hitting the post. He's one of 2 Tigers out there tonight. He's played in the winning final here in Nankervis. Just a single one each. Caddy for the Cats and then Nankervis for the Swans.
Rare thing happening there. It actually hit both posts. Bounced off one onto the other, I think. Dangerfield, blitz arms, and Guthrie all combining for a thrust forward, and doesn't look like it'll be successful because Floston got back as the extra to cut it off.
Geez, important to Richmond, Floston. Just patrols across that half-back line. Good with his ball use, good decision maker, and a steadying influence. He's had a terrific season.
He's often the last one that gets the deepest point too, isn't he? Reads that well. So down the line they go again to half forward off hands. Henderson will give chase here. Prestia's in amongst it. Cam Guthrie kept it alive. Tui hasn't missed a game for years. Tui played every game this year, obviously. Hasn't missed for about 4 or 5 years. Little one off hands. Menengola got it working forward. Here's Joel Selwood. Kept it rolling with a bit of a knock on. And appealing for deliberate. And umpire Matt Stevic says yep. And I reckon Joel sort of knew.
Doesn't concede often, Joel, though, does he? Even if he knew, he wouldn't tell you.
Playing as a forward then, I think maybe that's something we look for tonight. Joel Selwood spending a bit more time forward. Ever the competitor, gets the smother on and eventually gets the ball out of bounds. But I reckon he will just look for that. Maybe Joel spends a bit more time than he normally would in the forward line coming back from that ankle injury.
So Geelong able to maintain the pressure here. Smith belting forward. Dangerfield taken down, but he did okay. Scott Selwood, Cochin, terrific there.
Well, he's had a great start. The captain, Cochin, has been terrific.
So have a look at this. This is what it all means tonight.
The win is huge. Yeah. The win is massive. You get a home preliminary final against an interstate team. It's almost a ticket to the grand final.
Talk about leading the way. Cochin already 5 tackles.
Not only that, Lingy, you stay away from Sydney and Adelaide, the 2 informed teams in the comp prior to the final starting, and probably still at this point, even though they have started. So to be able to avoid both Adelaide, in Adelaide, and Sydney, probably there as well, is A real bonus. So there's plenty on offer for the winner. Smith. Edwards. Really good effort. Caddy, who's been prominent here in the first quarter. Good ball here, should find Townsend. Henderson did well, almost infringed. Umpire said it was okay to keep going. Here's the low ball from Dangerfield. Cochin made him meet it even if he didn't want to. Now players converge and we'll have a ball up.
Duck was just pumping up the way Trent Cochin started this game. Well, that was a great example of it there. That was just aggressive on Dangerfield. Making body contact, making him fumble the footy. I've loved his aggressive approach to the start of this footy game.
Nankervis got over the top. Menangola went fishing, couldn't get it out. And there is Cochin on the bottom of that. That ball nearly out, not quite.
Fine. Thank you. There's Josh. Coming again, Toby. Zach.
Dangerfield going forward here at this stoppage, guys.
Let's see if they can get it to him, Richo. Little toe poke by Cochin there, not going very far. And Selwood running it out. So have a look at the full forwards. Martin at one end and Dangerfield at the other. They've both kicked over 30 goals this year. 38 for Dangerfield, 32 for Martin.
Both teams have struggled, Bruce, for deep entries, though, at the moment.
Just that single goal by that man Townsend in this opening term.
Yeah, you're right, Richo. So getting it there is another thing. They're having a good high footy here. Castagna flew off hands. Prestia, great little touch to Rewalt. Mackie right on his tail. Rewalt centering ball. There's Martin. He too plays on. And Caddy gets another opportunity.
A lot of forward handballs from Richmond tonight. They win the footy, they just handball the ball forward and allow those quicker players to run onto it. That was another good example of it.
Well done by Rewalt to keep it alive. Put it in the face of the goals. And then Martin unselfishly. So now Caddy, just for the second goal of the quarter. Tiger fans are pumped at the punt road end. Tigers by 13 points with just 2.5 remaining in the first.
You're right, BT. Revolt's kick was a good one because it was hard to keep it in, and he did, and then Martin did everything right, didn't he? Gave it off, Caddy finished. They pinched a break.
It's a good kick, one of those nervous kicks, 20 out directly in front, one that you know you should kick.
And he'd missed the earlier one, Duck, where he kicked the post. And what about the faithful here? In their thousands. So Richmond with a couple of early goals. Nankervis's handball. Kolodjasny, Grigg did well. He got down low. Kolodjasny put the tackle on. And the stoppage.
Just at that centre bounce, guys, we saw the contested possession numbers come up. Richmond are +9 at the moment. It would have been a big focus coming in this game. They got smashed at Simmons Stadium in that area.
Indeed they did, Richo. Graham to Hooley. Hooley wrong-footed, but still got good purchase down there. Grigg tried to bust the tackle. Smith, little firm to Lonigan. Picked up by Lambert. Has a go. No one got at it. Just misses to the right, or was it Townsend that kicked that?
Lambert.
That was Lambert, yeah.
It's up to +10 now, that contested possessions, Richo. That is big in a quarter. That is a smashing in the contest. That's why the scoreboard reads the way it is. Richmond just cleaner and better around the contest.
Nankervis and Prestia combined. Martin's hands were good to McIntosh. Hooley can kick this. He does. I think it's got through. It's a goal.
He's paid the free.
Oh, it's a free kick.
I thought it was a good shepherd, and I thought the ball was within 5 metres.
So 50 metres as well. Wow. Let's have a look.
Oh, that's in the side.
And the ball's within the 5 metres.
Ball's within 5. That's not front-on contact.
Stiff there. I don't reckon the umpire really knew. I reckon he guessed then.
I reckon when they see something like that, they react to the unfairness of it. But in reality, it's real, and yeah.
So Geelong have some fortune there, don't they?
They do indeed, Bruce, because that was almost in the book. 95,000 in here currently now. Par fit on the wing. A record crowd. Mackie, Geelong, loose players everywhere. Scott Selwood on the end of this. He'll chip a little one and find Mitch Duncan. Duncan will settle with a minute to go in the quarter. And this big turnaround on the other end.
Well, obviously the free kick paid down the other end's a big talking point. Important mark here by Brandon Parfitt. Body on body, contested mark. That opened up the ground for the Cats. Gee, they need this to settle the nerves.
This to make it 8 points, it would have been 20 points. Post up.
So still without a goal, the Cats in the opening term.
And no matter what, as much as you say, don't look at the scoreboard, it's how we play, everything like that, you can't help but glance up and see a 0 in the goals column if you're the Cats players out there. It just weighs on your mind a bit.
Selwood, little one now, Taylor. So Harry within striking distance. Well, the last time they didn't kick a goal against Richmond in the opening term was 1959. It's all on you, Harry. He's been pretty good with the set shots, but he can be a bit nervy. He's talked about that. He's talked about the fact the first one's really important for him. This is big. Is it coming back? He's hit the post as well. So the Cats, 2 posters in the last minute of the opening term after Caddy had posted at the other end. And there you go, 1959, the last time Geelong didn't kick a goal in the opening term against the Tigers. 2 goals it is on a fabulous Friday night at the G. It's finals.